So, if you've had the misfortune of being involved in a car crash in New York, you probably have been hurt badly and you're going to have medical bills. Those bills can start with the ambulance at the scene, perhaps an emergency room, and then follow up treatment. And for many people, the question is, my God, how am I going to pay for this? How much is this going to cost? Well, the answers are that while paying for how much it costs may be very difficult to figure out right now, the good news is that it is covered by something called no fault insurance. And that's what I want to discuss with you today. No fault insurance basically means that the insurance that all of us who have vehicles in New York um, registered in our names have to have insurance. And the insurance provides for a number of different coverages. For no fault, it means that regardless of who was at fault for this crash, your medical bills are going to be paid by the insurer for the vehicle that you own and were in. Now, as you can imagine, this leaves a whole bunch of questions. Well, what if I don't own the car that I was in? What if I was in a taxi? What if I was in a bus? And what if I was in a motorcycle? All these questions will be the subject of later recordings, but just understand the fact that you need to understand at no point are you going to be asked to, at the initial part of your case, to dig into your pocket and pay for medical treatments. So let's start with the easiest. You're in your own car and someone rear ends you. Well, we know it's not your fault, but again, fault for the purposes of getting your benefits taken care of isn't really important. So the insurance company for your car is going to be paying your medical bills. Now, there are things for that to happen. You need to do a couple things and make sure you get these steps down carefully. The first thing is that you need to call them up. You need to let them know that you were involved in a crash and that you sustained some injuries and you have bills. Even if you haven't received the bills yet, trust me, if you go to a hospital and ambulance, you're going to get a bill. You let them know. The insurer is going to give you a claim number, and it is that claim number which you're going to use and you're going to give to every medical provider that is going to treat you for injuries that relate to this collision. The next thing you have to do is you have to fill out, sign, and return what's called an application for no fault benefits to your no fault carrier. And you have to do that within 30 days of the crash. Now, most of these companies will give you a link and you can do it online. It's a PDF fillable form, very simple. But they will also mail you a letter with the state mandated forms. And it is very important for you that you fill those out, you sign it, and all three places were indicated, and you get it to that insurance company immediately. Don't wait the 30 days. It's very important because if you wait and you submit it too late, you could see that your benefits are going to be denied. So let's assume that you've done that. And now, all right, what are these benefits you've been talking about and what do they cover? Well, it works like this. Under New York law, you have a minimum of 50,000 in what are known as first party benefits, meaning benefits for you, for what's called basic economic loss. Unfortunately, if you've been involved in a car crash, you're going to enter a world of all these acronyms, and you're going to have to get used to dealing with them. And lawyers, we are notorious for using acronyms. We speak and assuming everyone knows what we're talking about. And so are these insurance companies. So basic economic loss for terms of medical benefits means all of your necessary doctor and hospital bills and other health services expenses that you incur in connection. And what does that mean? Well, medical and hospital are obvious, but it also includes dental, includes ambulance, x-rays, prescription drug and prosthetic services. It also includes psychiatric, physical therapy, and occupational therapy, and any other professional health service without limitations to time, so long as they are ascertainable within 1 year of the date of the crash. Because sometimes injuries can start to manifest themselves a little later on, and you're not going to be sure right away as to what you're going to need. In any event, these are the types of things that your no fault insurance will pay for. But here's something you need to understand: not all medical providers in New York will accept no fault benefits. So before you go anywhere, you need to ask them, hey, do you accept no fault? So, for example, a lot of internists tend not to accept no fault for whatever reason. So, if you want to go see your internist as a result of crash, please make sure that they take no fault, because otherwise, no fault, they don't accept it, they're not going to bill it, and you're going to have to pay out of pocket. Hospitals, especially when you've been sent there from an ambulance, they will absolutely accept it. But you have to make sure that you fill out that no fault application. And there's also going to be a form that the hospital is going to ask you to fill out, and it's called an assignment of benefits form, or an AOB. The important thing about this form and why you need to know about it is you don't want to get involved in billing disputes. None of us do. So that the hospital is going to ask you to sign a form that gives them the authorization to bill your no fault carrier, to send the records to it to prove that they rendered the treatment that they're billing for. And more importantly for you, if there is any billing dispute between the hospital or any other provider and the no fault insurance company, it's not your problem. They will have to fight it out with the no fault insurer at their cost and their expense. You don't care. As long as you've done your job, which is report the claim, give the hospital or the medical provider the claim number, and timely filled out that no fault application in 30 days and submitted it to them, you have taken care of what you need to do. So for this portion, just understand, if you've been hurt and it's as a result of a car crash, you're going to be covered by no fault insurance. So if you have any questions about it, give us a call. We'll be glad to take you through it and help you out.